I started a brand new expert world in LEGO Fortnite Odyssey and had a lightsaber in my hand in 56 minutes. And now I'm going to show you how you can earn one too. Nope, this isn't a glitch. I prefer to play LEGO Fortnite Odyssey instead of glitching my way through it. In my last video, I had an epic crossbow, rare pickaxe, and rare sword after being in a brand new expert world in 10 minutes. Be sure to check out that video for a lot of great beginner tips too. I did this challenge in expert, but you can do this in survival too. The difference is you'll spawn at Trace's starter village and have to run to the Storm Chasers village from there. But everything I do will work in survival mode, and it'll be less challenging for those that are still learning the game. When you spawn in expert mode, be sure to grab your totem of return from Triggerfish, and equip it. Then look around for the nearest bus station while you grab as much vines and wood and granite as you can. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear the bus station's ping noise. I also grab pumpkins, berries, and any other food I see just in case I get hungry or need to heal. The pumpkins are also needed for the first Star Wars village upgrade, so be sure to have 5 of them. You need 28 wood for the spinning wheel, some in plank and rod form, plus 6 for a workbench and 40 for a lumber mill. That's 74 wood total as your goal before you hit the Storm Chasers village. Silk and wool are also very useful. I pet every sheep I see until I have about 8 wool. Slash them spiders until you have at least 4. You can make these into thread later to make a glider, and the wool thread is also useful for some good charms. You can outrun just about any creature in the game this early, except the bears and brutes, so if you get hurt, just run. Juke around trees and rocks to help slow down your chaser. If they are about to bite you, use the dodge move to roll away from them. Triggerfish is a strong NPC that can battle spiders, wolves, and other enemies for you, so if you see any enemies nearby, get them to chase you back to Triggerfish. The scoundrels and acolytes sometimes drop weapons, so this can be a quick way to get a half-decent weapon to start, plus lots of arrows from the acolytes. Most of these enemies can defeat you with one shot, so I don't recommend going after them right away without help from Triggerfish or Triceratops. Triceratops will meet you at the first bus station, so lure any enemies to her for more loot. She isn't great at defeating bears, but she will respawn fairly quickly and continue fighting. You can parkour to the top of the bus station to hang out, and if you wait long enough, she can defeat anything eventually, but I'm in a hurry. You're going to want a lot of feathers for arrows, and the easiest way to get them is to eliminate every chicken you see. The alternative is to make an animal barn when you get to the village. Lure a chicken to it, and feed them lots of vines for feathers. But we're in a hurry, and that takes time. Once you get to the Star Wars island, there are beds in the portal cave and at several abandoned buildings around the island that will give you 20 feathers each. So if you don't feel right about eliminating the chickens, you can try to get by until then on the arrows you get from the scoundrels and acolytes. I started over on this challenge several times because sometimes the bus stations would be far away, sometimes the storm village would be a lot further than 1,000 meters away, and sometimes I just messed up and got knocked by a brute or a bear. But I was trying to beat 1 hour, and if you're not in a hurry, then just take your time and you should still be able to get that lightsaber within a few hours. Plus collect more great loot along the way. On most of the runs when I attempted this challenge, I went to the first bus station and selected the same bus station so that I would drop from the bus directly above and be able to glide towards the Storm Village. I checked the map and marked the Storm Village so I could see how far away it was. While dropping, I looked for nearby abandoned buildings, docks, and more bus stations that I can use the same way. Also avoid the storm and frost areas, and stick to the grassland areas as much as possible on your way to the Storm Village for an easier run. The docks will often have blue barrels, and if you punch the floor below them, they will break and you get copper bars. If you can break 2 blue barrels, you can stop and make yourself a rare copper sword. You'll need to make a lumber bench and craft at least 1 wooden rod for the sword recipe to appear, even though you don't need any to make a sword. You'll need those wooden rods soon enough for the glider, so keep them. I also punch the crates for wood planks so I don't have to wait for them to be made later. Nighttime with 5 hearts isn't fun, so I made a bed and sleep until morning to avoid the skeletons and bone dogs. You can also use the jump pads to leap up and look around to find nearby bus stations, docks, and other loot opportunities. It took me 13 minutes to get to the Storm Village this time, and my epic weapons are only a minute away. So I kept going because I had a nice stack of copper bars and other loot. Set up the spinning wheel as soon as you can. Make planks or rods if needed and gather more wood. Then throw the vines on the spinning wheel to make cord. You only need 5 cords so you can make a drawstring for your crossbow. Go into the kitchen and punch out the floor to break several of the tables and machines. This will give you some material so that you can make a rare pickaxe. Make a rare pickaxe with copper bars and/or iron bars plus a wolf claw as the pin. Use this pickaxe to break up the rest of the kitchen area, along with any blue barrels around the village, some crates, the stoplight by the village marker, and the lights in the dining room. Now you'll have enough cut gems for the epic crossbow. You can use them to make an epic sword if you prefer, but the crossbow is the best weapon for safer battles coming up. When you have 5 cord on the spinning wheel, throw them back into the spinning wheel to make a drawstring. When it's done, you can throw in any silk or wool to make thread. If you have 4 of either, you'll be able to make a glider with some wooden rods, and I highly recommend making one as soon as you can. You'll want to upgrade this village later, so I don't recommend destroying it too much, but these materials are very useful early on in the game. You can do some upgrades to the Storm Village, wander around outside for more silk and wool or other mats for charms or your glider, or just head to the nearest bus station. I broke down all my machines to take them with me. Punching them spares your pickaxe from getting worn. I headed out at the 19-minute mark, and the bus station was 475 meters away, but on the way I could find more loot. The glider came in clutch for the final run, but be sure to watch your stamina because these yellow gliders don't glide long. When you're ready, take the bus to Star Wars Island. You'll want to head to the Rebel Outpost immediately because you'll be relatively safe there, and the NPCs there will also help to keep you safe. The bus station spawns in random spots, so look for the huge lake and the desert, and the Rebel Outpost will be halfway between them. It would have been a good idea for me to sleep until morning before jumping on the bus. I like to set up my workstations over by this entrance area. When you land at the village, say hi to Captain Bavaro to get your macro binoculars. They'll help you see where the portal cave is located. The level 2 upgrade and most of the rest require you to clear an area and build a specific building, so avoid clearing or building in this village until you see that that's the task you need to do next. As you finish the builds for the upgrades, you'll get the pre-built plans and parts permanently in your build menu for this world. Free stuff, yay! I also set up a bed, so I'll respawn here, and I build a few extra beds for the villagers. When you finish the first build and have 5 pumpkins, upgrade the village. Also talk to Captain Bavaro after every level up for some free loot. The level 3 upgrade requires 3 common swords, which you can easily make with 5 wooden rods for each. Craft a crafting bench if you haven't already. Make the 3 swords, then go to the village marker for the upgrade. Talk to Captain Bavaro to receive some plastoid. The level 4 upgrade requires you to clear an area and do a build, but it requires more than 5 plastoid that you just received. You need a lot of wood and some plastoid to do the builds that get the village to level 6 when you receive the lightsaber. You can break up some of the cool machines around the village, but I prefer not to. I recommend going to the Star Wars portal cave that leads back to the grasslands where you can find a lot of free wood, along with lots of feathers you can make into arrows. You can always find it to the west, towards the beach, from the Rebel Outpost, or use the macro binoculars to find it. There are often NPCs outside that will also help you fight any nearby enemies. There are a lot of blue barrels, feather beds, crates, and plastoid decor in here you can break up for materials. Spixie taught me a trick for the abandoned chests that appear all over the world. They start off as the basic brown plank chest, but once you build a stonebreaker, they'll turn into green chest and have more valuable loot. I tested this by building a stonebreaker, leaving the cave, and coming back in. Sure enough, they're all green chests now filled with marble, granite, plastoid, plus other more valuable loot. The problem is I really needed a lot of wood, so you may want to hold off on making a stonebreaker before checking the chest in this cave. And if you're wondering, the chest upgrade again to the white chest after you make a gem cutter. Thanks Spixie, because this is still an excellent tip for anyone starting a new world. She always tries to wait until she can make a gem cutter before opening any chest in the wild. Great survivalist instincts there. Back at the village, I followed the build guide. The final requirement is an animal barn and a bed. Craft those and do the upgrade. The level 5 requirement is where things get challenging. You need to eliminate 10 bucket heads or stormtroopers, plus have 20 plastoid on you when you upgrade. Grilling foods makes them more beneficial to you, either by filling you up more or giving you extra health or stamina. So I try to grill everything I have on me. Berries are still one of the greatest early on because you can eat them so quickly during battle. Grilled meat will give you an extra heart until you get hit. Be sure to craft some arrows from any feathers you have to spare. I also crafted an uncommon health charm to get an extra 2 hearts of health. Craft 2 if you can. You'll be able to make better charms soon, but every heart helps at this stage to keep you alive. You can find the bucket heads all around the island. There are usually 3 guarding every cave. There are some that spawn randomly in the wild, and then sometimes you'll find a camp full of them, and these can spawn in many places. The camp will get you to 10 quickly. Just keep your distance and pick them off one by one. Also be sure to heal immediately after getting hit because you're probably 1 hit away from getting eliminated. I always head to the desert because I can use my glider in the blowholes to get around quickly and find more bucket heads. Try to keep track until you eliminate 10 so you can go back to your next upgrade. If you get a DL44, you're a lucky one. You can use it, but be sure not to wear it out completely because it will disappear and you need some for a future upgrade of the village, even if they're almost broken. If you see any glowing red chests, you'll need to open 5 of those for a village upgrade, so I put a marker on them using the chest and red options, then go back to them for that requirement. The level 6 upgrade is a bit easier. Craft a rebel workstation and clear a site to build a workshop. This feels so much easier after that last challenge. Once you're done, go hit the village marker, then talk to Captain Bravara for your blue lightsaber. This is one of the favorite weapons in the game because it's yours forever. Once the energy runs out, it will restore itself after about 10 minutes. And if you have 2, you can switch between them while the other one charges back up. There are 3 different colors to collect, and you'll find a random color at the end of each of the caves on the Star Wars island. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy playing this game instead of glitching through it, please check out my channel because I have a lot of great strategy and tips to help you play it the way Epic intended you to play it without cheating. Please hit the like button and subscribe or follow so you don't miss out on the next one. Thank you!